What time is it? Game time! Woo!
What up, YouTube? It's your boys, Detroit Love, PDubs, MichaelB The Game Genie, and Restalgia with another episode of the Super GameRoom Dudes. Let's get it started.
You know something, once again, you are here tuning in to the Friday FunHouse, the Super GameRoom Dudes, your favorite arcade and gaming podcast show. I'm your host, Patrick, a.k.a. PDubs. With me, as always, is Detroit Love, MichaelB The Game Genie, and Restalgia. Gentlemen, how are you tonight? Good to see you.
Fantastic.
Doing good.
I'm dying.
What's new in your world? Hang on, guys. I got to adjust something here. Go ahead. What's new in your world? Anybody?
Mike,
What's
you
up?
said you're dying. Why are you dying?
I still got this horrible cold, man. Like, it just won't go away. It's the super flu. It's Captain Trips from the first Stand movie.
Are you sure it's safe for us to be on a live stream with you? You're not going
Oh,
to
you're not gonna make it, buddy.
I'm screwed.
You're done for.
Jeez,
My germs are coming through the microphone directly at you.
man.
I can relate. I had this cough for 2 months now, and I finally went to the doctor, so I got some antibiotics that's supposed to clear me up.
Hey, Carl, can you check what mic you're on? You might be on the wrong microphone. It's hard to hear you.
That's
And
impossible.
while he's doing that, David Snyder gave us a $5 super chat. Tron pre-order in. Any word on the new Partycade Miss Pac-Man 40th? I personally have not heard anything. What about you guys? Anyone?
Nope, haven't heard anything. Not about that one.
Okay. A lot of folks are happy Restalgia's back. You missed a week.
I did.
You want to tell people why?
My dog got attacked. Like,
This is a great story, everybody.
I'm sorry I'm laughing, but it was like the most ridiculous set of events that has ever happened. It was like 5 minutes before we were going live. I was just letting the dog out so she could go do her business.
Mhm.
And I was just sitting on the couch waiting for her. And then, like, not even a minute later, she comes barreling towards the back patio door. She's covered in some black crap. She's like limping. She's not doing well. I open the door. I don't know if you've ever smelt like a fresh skunk spray. It doesn't smell like skunk. It smells like burning rubber and gasoline mixed together. So I had no idea what was happening. I was trying to figure it out. And then I just picked her up, and then I ended up smelling like skunk. And then the house smelled like skunk. And then it was just like, take care of the dog, make sure she wasn't going to die. And she's not dead. So here we are. I'm here this week.
I want to say I'm very sorry about your dog, but at least where your house doesn't have any walls, the smell could get out easily.
Yeah, well, we're not at that house yet. So that's funny.
And who let the dog out?
That would be who?
Is my mic working?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
we
good
can
now.
hear you.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You were
No,
saying?
long story short, dog got in the bad end of the stick with a skunk, and she's doing fine now. So
I one time ran over a skunk and I hit it with the front of my car and it, got all up underneath the car. My car reeked for days and days and days. It took a long time.
Yep.
Took a long time to get that odor out. It was a nightmare.
Yep.
It was an
Yeah, no, our
absolute
dog,
nightmare.
she still smells like skunk. And we gave her, like, right away, we put her in the bath and washed her, and we did the whole hydrogen peroxide mixed with dish soap mixed with baking soda stuff, like whatever it is. We called
Tomato
the
soup. Tomato soup.
yeah,
is
well,
what you're supposed to
the
be
animal
doing.
hospital said, make this mixture and pour it on her and scrub it in, and we did all that stuff. And then we washed her again and again and again and again and again. And it's like she said, like 10 baths since then. And she still freaking stinks like a skunk. I don't know, man. We're going to have to shave her down to her skin. And
Oh, you poor thing.
she's a poodle. She'll be fine.
Hey, Mike, everyone in the live chat thinks the cat is going to take the blanket off of that hidden secret cabinet you got back there. That's kind of funny.
Yeah, if it happens, it happens. That blanket's more of a courtesy than anything else right now.
the best part of every show we do is you can tell that we all see the cat enter the room, and we know at some moment in time that this is going to happen, right? The cat. The cat is going to drop anchors in the office, and the change in Mike's face, I'll never get over it. That picture is
it already happened. Actually, the cat came in before the cat ate. The cat took like a massive dump, and it was right when Restalgia was explaining the skunk smell, and I was like, "Yeah, that's about accurate to what's happening in the background here now too."
Yeah. All right, guys, we're going to dive into the show. We got a ton to talk about in regards to consoles. We're going to talk about RetroMania Wrestling. We're going to talk about the Evercade VS. We're going to talk about Metroid Dread. We're going to do consoles first, get that out of the way. We got to talk about iiRcade. Some really awesome updates were revealed today from iiRcade. Also, we're going to talk about Arcade1Up and all those new cabinets. We'll see if anything new is going on with AtGames. They've been fairly quiet lately, but they've been doing good work fixing all their known issues, which is something that we've been saying for weeks needed to happen. Shout out to them for fixing all those known issues. We also got a couple special funny things planned for you guys. So we got a lot to get through. I got feedback from a couple of folks. They said, hey, PDubs, when you play those little transitions in between segments, the volume is too high. I told folks last week I would fix it. Well, I didn't. Been way too busy. But I will fix it for next week. So for right now, just cover your ears, baby. And don't worry, we'll turn the volume down on these transitions by the next podcast show. Go ahead.
So should we start a page on our Facebook fan page now of Super GameRoom Dudes known issues?
No, Super GameRoom Dudes known issues. Yes, guys, make sure you join our Facebook group and let's get a post started with the Super GameRoom Dudes known issues. Let's see if we can top AtGames with that list. All right, earmuffs on. Let's head over to console chatter. This will be real quick, and then we'll get to the arcades. Oh, okay. Oh, stop it. So
it's just too darn loud.
Oh, it's just too darn loud.
Hey, Lara's here, guys.
Back to the future. Is she going to say hi to everybody?
Oh no!
Oh, you didn't do your chores?
I didn't do my chores
I've been
earlier.
asking him for a day to feed the friggin' cats.
F-bomb, and that was a mild
Wait.
F-bomb.
Starved to death.
Wait, you haven't fed the cats in an entire day?
I bought the food. It's just the food never made its way from the living room up to the food dish.
That's like saying I bought food for Scarlett and then didn't feed her.
Well, that's a little drastic. I mean, come on.
Same thing.
All right, let's fly through this stuff. This one here should only take about 2 minutes. Those of you who pre-ordered the Evercade VS or the Evercade VS Founders Edition, which I did pre-order, Evercade announced that it's going to be delayed. And in fact, it's not going to be shipping until January. We were all really hoping... Hold on, Mike. I'm going to mute your microphone. We were all really hoping that the Evercade VS and the Founders Edition would be shipping by November as previously planned. And these things are going to be delayed until January for United States, December for Europe. So just a heads up there, guys. If you guys are waiting on your Evercades, unfortunately, just due to worldwide events, just like everyone else, stuff is delayed. This is another reason why I'm thinking a lot of those coveted Arcade1Up cabinets that a lot of folks are waiting for, probably not going to see those till January or February because it's crunch time. Restalgia, you, like me, are fans of this Evercade VS. I don't know if Mike and Carl are. Carl, are you into this Evercade VS console?
Not at all. I couldn't remember who ordered it. Did any of you guys order it?
I did. I got the Founders Edition.
Yep.
What
Yeah,
about
I've got one
Nostalgia?
on the way as well.
Okay.
Yep. Yep. And
Yeah, I'm looking
we got-
forward to it.
I'm not too upset about the delay because we have more than enough stuff to play with until it gets here.
Yeah.
The house is loaded with stuff right now, so I'm not too upset about
Yeah.
the delay. I totally understand it. What are you most excited for about that console here, Restalgia? But while I get the RetroMania stuff pulled up for everybody,
Honestly, I just like new toys, so I'm excited to get my hands on it, kind of play around with it, see what it's capable of doing. I'm curious to see, because I've talked to a lot of I know some people that actually work at Evercade, and there's a lot of talks about what the potential of this device is able to do in terms of the internal chipset and some of the licenses that they're going after. So I'm curious to see what they actually do and what they're able to bring. So I think that this is going to be, I think that we're probably going to get more than your standard 16-bit style games on this device. And I think we're going to start seeing some more advanced stuff, hopefully.
Go ahead, Carl. You don't have to raise your hand, bro.
And speaking of advanced stuff, will you be able to hack it? That's what I want to know.
You know, that's what Restalgia's hoping for.
But we don't know.
I
obviously.
guess we'll see.
Okay.
All right, cool. Guys, also some news for RetroMania Wrestling. You guys want to check out their website? I'll add a link for this after the show. It looks like we're finally going to get that first firmware update or software update with the 2 new arenas, the 3 additional wrestlers. The release is imminent, as well as they've added some additional gameplay tweaks, bug crashes, championship indicators, blah, 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 blah. Just go to RetroManiaWrestling.com, guys. Click on news. If you want to get the heads up on this, I'll add a link after the show. But the good news is, guys, we're going to get those DLC wrestlers, James Storm, Mr. Hughes, and Chris Bay. The Super GameRoom Dudes are big fans of this game because, you know, we happen to be in the game. So we love this game.
Now, are these updates on all platforms?
From what I'm seeing, yes. The question, though, is how quickly will it get to iArcade? Like they've even, like it says here, there was apparently, if you have the Xbox version of the game, there was an issue that got fixed. So they're going to be pushing out updates for all versions of the game, including the DLC, new arenas, new characters coming very soon. And then they also said that they have additional wrestlers coming who are all, what did they say in here? I want to use their exact words. I believe they said like Hall of Fame caliber wrestlers retired have signed on that they'll be adding to the game sometime next year. What did they say? Let's see here.
Can
We'll
you
find it right
smell what the Rock is cooking?
That's what it's
Okay,
going to be.
not in this article, but on their Facebook post, Mike Herman, CEO, mentioned that they have even more wrestlers that are going to be added. Guys who are obviously retired that they were able to sign, get under contract. So, you know, that'd be really cool to see if they can actually get some really, really big names. You know what I mean? You know, like I would love to see like guys like Hacksaw Jim Duggan, you know, guys who are no longer under legacy contracts with the WWE added to this game. What do you think, Mike? Who would you like to see? Guys, throw it in the live chat real quick. If you're a wrestling fan, who would you like them to add from days gone by to the RetroMania Wrestling game?
Midnight Express. I
Midnight
mean,
Express?
you got the Legion of Doom in there to have the Midnight Express, and I talked to him about possibly doing like a big scaffold match, and there's nothing bigger than, I think it was Chicago Heat 86, the Midnight Express versus the Road Warriors on the scaffold match, so that would just be amazing to see.
Okay, I like that.
I'm with Polo. I want to see Macho Dubs on there. That's what I want.
Macho Dubs you might get. Macho Man you will definitely not get.
Bruce the Barber Beefcake. We all remember Earthquake. Earthquake was hilarious.
We got to get
Mr.
Scotty Too Hottie and Grandmaster Sexy.
Oh no, let's not waste our time with that. Steiner Brothers, Diesel,
Andre
Marty
the
Jannetty,
Giant. Andre the Giant. I used to always like playing with that character.
Superfly Jimmy Snuka, Big Papa Pump Scott Steiner. Two votes for Scott Steiner. The Moondogs. What about like Junkyard Dog?
Maybe a Junkyard Dog would be a really cool one. What I would like to see is if they could get somebody from the original WrestleFest, because not all those guys are under Legends contract with WWE, so they could bring in Smash. I don't know if Crush is or not, but definitely Smash from Demolition. Like if they could get Axe and Smash from Demolition, Walking Disaster, their Demolition, oh man, I'd be all about it.
Now, right here, we got a lot of votes in the live chat right now for Jake the Snake. I think that would be an amazing addition, as well as one of my personal favorites, Terry Funk. You got to get Terry Funk in this game, the hardcore man. Oh, man, that would be amazing. But yeah, there you guys go. Pretty exciting stuff with RetroMania Wrestling. Glad to see that they're going to finally do those updates. Hey, Mike, you want to tell people about Metroid Dread?
Yeah, Metroid Dread came out today, and it's absolutely fantastic. Probably one of my favorite modern games I've played in a very long time. Of course, it does everything that a sequel should do. It's familiar, but at the same time, there's new elements. The graphics are amazing, but yet, like, you still feel like you're in the same place that you've always been used to. Metroid Dread is just an absolute joy. I was lucky enough, I picked up my special edition this morning. I never buy special editions, but for some reason I really wanted this one. Picked up my special edition, and I've just been playing it all day. I treated myself, took the day off, and I've just been going back and forth. I'm probably, I don't know, looking at the amount of equipment I have now, I'm probably about 75% done. So very happy with it, and it's just been one of those experiences that me as an adult, I'm surprised how much time I've put into this alone today. Because usually I have the hyper attention disorder, and I'm all over the place. I managed to just stay and play this all day.
Mike, can you be honest for a second? Is this game the reason why you didn't feed the cat?
Mostly, yeah, because I was just playing this.
And you said for some reason you got the. I think you got it because it could fit in the door without Laura seeing it.
Yeah, the special edition.
Purchase.
Yeah,
right.
Well,
Now,
what'd you get with the special edition?
You get like a big giant art book with the history of Metroid, and you get this trading card thing and a steel book for your actual game case.
Now, Mike, real quick, Mad Dad's Gaming is here, guys. Make sure you check out Mad Dad's Gaming on YouTube. Mad Dad's wants to know if it's a short game. It must be short, because you told me before the show went on air that you've almost beaten the game already today.
Yeah,
is that correct?
I mean, it's relatively short. Anybody's ever played a Metroid game, it has about the same length as every other Metroid game you've played in the last 25 years. So don't expect anything more than that. The other thing too is people fixate too much on it's a short game. Not everybody has time to play like 120-hour RPGs. Sometimes we just want a really, really fun experience that we're probably going to come back to and play a bunch of times. So this is that. It's short, but it's really goddamn good.
All right. According to Google, per console fanboy Zohar, thanks so much for the quick Google search. 10 to 13-hour game. Yeah, that's relatively short by today's standards. And Pitbull did call you out. This is why you didn't feed the cats today.
It is true. That is why.
You were playing the video game.
Yeah. I just forgot.
Don't even have anything to say.
My wife left the house and she said, "Can you feed the cats?" And I was like, "I'll totally do that." And then I was like, after a couple more hours of gaming,
You're hilarious. Let's put a quick poll in the live chat. Did you get by Metroid Dread? Let's put a yes, no in the chat for everybody. I would love to know how many people got it. This game apparently is supposed to be very popular. They're predicting it's going to sell somewhere between 2 to 3 million units from what I've seen on other channels. I had pre-ordered it, but then I got worried that it was going to suck, and I canceled my pre-order. Isn't that funny?
You were worried that Metroid Dread was going to suck?
Yeah, because, I fell into the internet. I believed some guy's commentary on YouTube. He was predicting, I'm not going to say who it was, but he was predicting that it was going to be bad. And I was like, oh, maybe he's right. Yeah, why should I spend $60 on it? Forget it. And I canceled it. But then now that the game is out, all I've seen is positive. Everyone's on the bandwagon. Mike, how good is it? Let's be honest. Is it must buy? Or
On a
is it
scale,
you can
on a
live
scale
with
of
that?
on a scale of 2 to 7.
This is a very hard question to answer because Nintendo great games are few and far between, I find. So whenever something really good comes out, I'm all over it because there's literally nothing to play on your Switch most of the time, unless you want to play just garbage that's rehashed to the Switch. I know I'm being very critical now, but I'm just telling the truth. But If you're a fan of Metroid style games, you're going to love it. This is exactly what you want in a Metroid game. If you don't like these Metroid style games, I don't want to say Metroidvania, but Metroid style games like that, these adventure, everything connected, this might not be for you. If you're looking for more of a 3D shooter, this is not that game. So I will say it's fantastic, but it is very simplistic if you want a more modern experience.
Yeah.
Well, my Switch analytics says that Mike has played for 2 hours or more, and Zohar played for a little while. So those are.
I've played a lot more than 2 hours today.
Yeah. Well, keep in mind, for people who want a 3D Metroid game, there's Metroid Prime 4 that is supposedly
It's never
coming
coming
at
up.
some point in the next
Never coming up.
30 years.
It's not happening.
I disagree.
Whole team's been
It'll
fired.
come.
Whole team's been fired 2 times.
Nah, it'll come out. It'll come out. It's a cash cow franchise. They will not.
Actually,
well, no,
it's
I'll
not a
have
cash
to
cow
get it.
franchise. That's the interesting thing. Metroid is not a successful franchise for Nintendo.
So the vote we got.
It's
the
true.
vote,
$9.
so out of the vote, we had 63 people respond live. 63% said they did not purchase it. 36% said they did. So there you guys go. That's our poll results. Thanks so much for taking that poll. I think I'm going to check it out. I trust Michael B. Him and I have a lot of similar tastes in video games. So, Mike, if you say it's good, usually I like it, unless it's an Attack from Mars pinball machine.
So I'm going to go back to Rainwater. Yeah, laugh at me all you want on that. I think you also got caught up in the community on that because that pinball machine is still fantastic. I still really enjoy it. I play Attack from Mars every single day. It's my favorite of the 3 pinball machines. So sometimes you got to let the people in the background say their craziness and just enjoy what you enjoy. That's all I'll say. But I did want to respond directly to Rainwater Games. I don't know what to call it because people in the video game community are getting up in arms with the term Metroidvania. You're not supposed to use that anymore because, and I can't remember exactly what the term for it is. It's supposed to be some kind of open world connected adventure game. So I don't know exactly what the style of game is called, but there's tons of them. I mean, like going back to Simon's Quest, Castlevania 2 to Blaster Master, all those games, these large open spaces where everything's connected and you get powers to unlock certain things. I don't know what you call it. You're not supposed to use Metroidvania anymore, apparently.
And yes, this is true. After the firmware update, the Attack from Mars pinball machine had a dramatic improvement. So yes, I would agree with that 100%. And yes, much better since the update was released. Yep, we even talked about that during our previous live streams. You know that, hey, we recommend you do those firmware updates to get your money's worth out of those cabinets. I remember that.
So 2 of the firmware updates are gone forever.
Yeah, why is that? Why
We'll talk about that later.
Oh, when we get to Arcade1Up?
Yeah.
All right. Are you sure, Mike? Because, I know how you are, I know how you're like a 3/4 scale diva. Are you sure you don't want to talk about it right now? Are you sure, Mike?
Oh, man.
Mike, should we jump over to the the 3/4 scale diva? Should we hop over there right away, Mike? Or should we wait?
That's
wait a couple
fantastic. That's fantastic.
Oh man, that makes me so uncomfortable.
Not
That
yet.
makes me so happy.
All right,
We're not going to talk about the Switch OLED at all. Switch OLED.
What's there to talk about?
Yeah.
Well, a new Nintendo system came out, and none of us are talking about it.
Nah,
I don't.
Wasn't a new Nintendo system. Let's not get carried away. It has an Ethernet port and a bigger screen.
You have an Ethernet port and a bigger screen.
You damn right I do.
Well, the OLED reviews are out, and I mean, I've only watched a couple of guys, like who was it, Nintendo Prime, and a couple of the other like big channels, like celebrity YouTubers, not ham and eggers like myself. And I mean, they were all like, "Yeah, it's got a bigger screen." Like I didn't really see like I have to run out and buy it. But Mike, tell me why I should buy it. Go ahead, buddy.
I don't have a good reason to buy it. I was trying to stop myself all day because I have really bad FOMO, but I know I don't need it because I don't play in handheld mode. I don't know what is going on in the background. Apparently, there's construction with the cats. I really should have fed them earlier.
Yeah, they're probably starving to death. They're probably eating themselves.
But for the OLED screen, the way it
Yeah.
was explained to me is if you like playing in handheld mode, the screen is much brighter, much more vibrant. It's beautiful, but it's still at 720p resolution. The only reason I could see somebody saying you should probably get it is apparently there's some kind of 4K output from it, possibly, and they're talking about there's some kind of secret firmware update that might come down the line. So I'm going to hold off. I just can't for the life of me figure out any reason to buy it other than FOMO right now and having a pretty new system. So I'm holding off, and I think none of us have talked about it, which is
makes
surprising,
no sense.
right?
If you don't own one, then you buy it. If you own one, there's no need to do so.
I like what is it Atul? If I said your name wrong, my apologies. I like what he wrote here. Like, we've been hearing this rumor for years. Like, how many YouTube videos come out every day by these Nintendo Switch YouTubers, and they're like, "Oh my God, the new Switch is coming! I heard a rumor. Oh my God, 10-minute video, nothing to substantiate it with." Well, guess what? We've been hearing this, but this one, it actually looks closer to reality per the latest rumors. So if this does happen, that's probably when I'll upgrade. I honestly don't think I'm getting the OLED myself. $5 super chat from Console Fanboy. I went to Target to get eggs, and the OLED was there, and I'm weak. True story, LOL. So, that's pretty funny.
So when he says eggs, he does not mean eggs as in the food product. He means eggs as in the game that's on iArcade. So there's actually a Nintendo Switch version. He went to get the iArcade Switch version of eggs, right, Zohar?
Look at this comment. There'll be a 4K Switch too when I'm watching 16K movies at home. That's awesome. That's hilarious. Restalgia, in your expert opinion, when is that Switch 4K coming out? 2022, 2023? When do you think, buddy?
A 4K version? I don't know. Yeah. Where are we now? We're nearly at 2022. I don't think that we'll see something like that until 2024, 2025.
2024. Wow. That much further along. Wow.
They just released this. Nintendo does these little incremental adjustments, updates. Maybe we'll see, because it's got a bigger, brighter screen, maybe they're going to need better battery. So maybe next year we'll get an improved version with slightly better battery capacity. And I don't think that we're going to see anything crazy from them for another couple of years at least.
Yeah, let's all be honest here now too. As much as we like the Switch is a handheld. And Nintendo, it is a handheld.
It is not.
How is it not? Oh, here comes
a hybrid console.
I love it when they fight. I love it when they fight. Here it goes. Go fight.
No, I'm just saying. You said let's be honest, so I'm being honest. It is not a handheld. It is
I only play it in the handheld mode.
So when you're
playing it wrong.
When you take your Evercade that you have right now and you plug it into the TV and you're playing with the controller, is it a hybrid?
Not the same. Not the same.
How is it not the same?
Because it was designed to be a hybrid console.
It wasn't. It's a handheld. Nintendo bowed out of the console market, and they're like, "Yeah, we're good. We just got this handheld you can also play on a TV."
It's a hybrid.
I accept your apology.
I accept your apology, Mike.
You have an Ethernet port.
For a handheld?
What does that even mean?
It is not a handheld. It is a hybrid.
You guys are always
You're probably right. I won't disagree with you about that.
Oh man, you guys
technically I'm right.
What are you talking about? You guys are always fighting, man. Like, it just ruins the show. Like, if it's not one thing, it's another. You know what I mean? And every single week we go through this. And I want you guys to stop fighting. Like, if you guys, what's going on? Is that you again? Are we having issues, guys? Are we freezing?
Yeah, it's definitely something behind you.
Is something happening? The following announcement has been paid for by the Dude World Order. Hey, yo, the Super GameRoom Dudes want to thank all of you for tuning in every week to our broadcast, the best arcade and gaming podcast show on YouTube. We absolutely adore and love all of you. And starting next week, you're going to be able to join in on the fun. All you'll have to do is scroll down and take a look right here next to that button. There'll be a new button next week. That's right, channel memberships going live next week. You will have the opportunity to join the most elite group in retro gaming, the Dude World Order. Next week. Well, apparently the Dude World Order is going to take over and turn on our channel memberships. So elite fans of the show, next Friday, the Dude World Order goes live and you'll be able to join and become a member of the show. And we're going to have some awesome exclusive perks for our channel members who join the membership program. So stay tuned for all the details. We'll make that announcement next week. But next week, guys, the DWO is going live. You can join the Dude World Order. I'm pretty excited about that. What's so funny?
Hank slapped last comment.
What do you write? Max head job. What is that?
I don't know, but I kind of want one.
Where's
Are you
Juicy
guys?
when you need him?
Are you guys excited about you guys? A lot of folks have been messaging us saying, "Hey, when are you guys going to turn on channel memberships?" If you guys are excited, let us know in the live chat. We're doing this for you, as well as we're going to make sure you get your money's worth. We're going to give you some of the best perks you've ever gotten from a YouTube channel for becoming a member. We're going to announce everything next week. Restalgia, you happy? Now we're going to call the channel members the Dude World Order because we've been pimping that out. Restalgia wanted everyone to be called the Restalgia Lights.
Yeah. So if you, we're going to have different levels of membership. If you're a Restalgia Lite, which is a higher amount, you'll actually get call Restalgia on the phone, and no matter what you talk about, he'll just tell you you're wrong. So it's one of the perks. You get a real life Restalgia experience.
Yes. If you join the $2.99 a month plan, Restalgia will call you personally and tell you that you are wrong about whatever it is you want him to tell you about.
Yeah.
I did not know that was a thing, but
In case if
I'll,
you need
I'll take one for the team. If you guys need to know that you're wrong, I'm more than happy to tell you.
All right, guys, let's switch over to the iArcade. We're going to breeze through this and move on to the next topic. iArcade provides 1.21 gigawatts of power, excitement, enthusiasm. What's up with iArcade? And oh, yes, there will be DWO shirts. We've already got them ready to go. Ain't that right? And Michael B promises to do a merch plug like you've never seen next week. I mean, we're going to see some tummy. It's going to be awesome. Ain't that right, Mike? You're going to show some tummy.
Put me on the spot here, man.
All right, guys, let's talk about iArcade. So iArcade launched Rastan Saga, the first of the 3 Rastan games that they've gotten licenses for from Taito. That went live in the store today. I played it myself today, got my name on the leaderboard. That game is what's that word? Infuriating. God, I can't. Yeah, that game pisses you off because, man, you lose life so quick in that game. You don't recharge life. You just got to go. You know what I mean? Like, man, it frustrates me. Do you guys like Rastan? I mean, I like it, but man, it just makes me mad. I kept having to insert quarters, and I didn't get very far. But it's still a fun game. Mike, you like Rastan? You ever play it?
Yeah. It's fun. It's fun stuff.
Words are hard. Thanks so much.
I never heard of it. So until it came on the pinball with AtGames, so it's not a game I'm familiar with.
So my history of Rastan isn't really arcade related so much as I had it on the Sega Master System, so I played a lot of it on the Master System.
Okay. And tell us more, Mike, while I'm getting the next thing ready.
Well, I finally got to play the Mayhem Brawler, and that's a pretty cool game.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed that. I played that for at least an hour or so, and I hadn't played any game for an hour. It's sort of you know, I like the Punisher. I don't like a lot of those side-scrolling beat 'em ups for some reason. But I like the Punisher, and I like this one here. So this was pretty cool.
Well, of course you like the Punisher. It's arguably the best side-scrolling beat 'em up ever made. So you know, there's that. And yeah, this is fun. It's
hard.
Fun.
It's a hard game.
What,
Rastan
Mayhem Brawler?
No, Rastan's a hard game. I'm just reading what people are writing in the chat. Mayhem Brawler, I mean, you could keep going and, you know, you could have a good time with that one. Rastan equals breaking controllers. Yeah. I mean, I would recommend playing it. I mean, it's a classic. It's one of the most classic arcade games of all time, but it is hard and it might piss you off. You know what I mean? But it is not as hard as Ghosts and Goblins. I would agree. Now that game is. I
don't think I've ever got off the first screen. Maybe I got to the second, but that's about it.
That's the kind of game that you're playing, Ghosts and Goblins, and you're screaming and swearing, and the dogs are hiding under the tables, under the couches to get away from you because they don't know why you're having a stroke.
And that's with no quarters necessary. I couldn't even imagine back in the day when you had to put quarters in and play that game. It's ridiculous.
But what's even more exciting about them announcing that a game was live and available to play was the fact that they gave us what we've been asking for. Today, guys, on the live stream, John did reveal that in the firmware update coming soon, we're going to get screen filtering options and settings. It's going live in the next firmware. Well, what does that mean? Well, that horrible smoothing effect that they've had on the retro games is going away. The games are going to be pixel perfect, sharp. You'll have the option where you can choose. For instance, right here, this is the game running now, I believe, in pixel perfect without that horrible smoothing effect. Huge win by Jong. We've all been telling iArcade we wanted this, and this is going to work on all games. So you'll be able to turn on pixel perfect, get rid of the smoothing effect, as well as you can add scan lines. You could add horizontal scan lines, vertical scan lines, mix and match horizontal and vertical scan lines. Like whatever you want to do, they're going to have a whole bunch of options here. Let me see if I can get to that little part in the video. I think it's right here. Let's go full screen so people can kind of see it. So for instance, these are going to be renamed, but you'll see horizontal option 1, horizontal option 2, 3, 4, and then like right here, vertical option 1, 2, 3. And then they also have this goofy little TV mode, which actually looked fairly cool. Let me see if I could find when he had it on his screen, so you guys can kind of see the TV mode. I thought the TV mode looked really interesting.
Well, while you're looking for that,
go ahead.
I've been looking forward to this because, I got the Double Dragon themed cabinet from iArcade, but I hated the way that game actually looked. And
here it is.
So I can't wait to get this update.
So you'll be able to turn on this TV mode. This is another option they're going to have where your screen is going to look like this, like a TV, which is interesting. But I really liked all the different scan line options. He demonstrated a bunch of them during the show. Guys, if you're interested in learning more about this, go to the iArcade YouTube channel, their official YouTube channel. Check out Jong's live stream from today. He showed off a bunch of the different scan lines and things and confirmed that this was coming out. Now, in my opinion, this is a huge, huge improvement and a big win for them that they're doing this. Michael B., go ahead.
John, dear God, thank you. Because honestly, before this, like I didn't like playing the retro games on the cabinet. Like it drove me nuts. Nuts. And honestly, you have just, for me, made your cabinet 65% more interesting, maybe even 60.39% more interesting. Because now when you announce that you're going to have a retro game, I'm going to keep my eyes open because there's different ways to play it. If I want to play Space Harrier now, which I already have in my cabinet, I can go back and play it properly. So God bless you, sir. The games don't look like they used to. Now I can enjoy them, and this has become a megaton beast for playing retro gaming. So thank you.
And if we are being honest here, Mike, you're right.
Hey.
Oh, hey.
Oh, first time ever.
Wow. Yep. No, I 100% agree with you, though. I do 100% agree with you.
Did the cat just crap? Because everyone's saying Anchor's away right now.
The goddamn cats are here going crazy for the food. I don't know what Lara was thinking. I told her to keep those cats not fed until tomorrow.
Yep. All right, guys.
I will say this, though, because Jong did that, I was going to play Night Slashers on my AtGames Legends Gamer Pro for my live stream tomorrow night. Changed. I'm going to do it on my iArcade now. So thank you, Jong, and you get that in return.
Oh, there you go. But it's still going to have the smoothing effect until the firmware comes out, though.
Son of a, it's back on the AtGames Legends Gamer Pro.
You have to admit, and I think a lot of people were asking for this, a lot of the retro arcade games didn't look as good on that iArcade system because of that smoothing effect and the fact that you'll be able to toggle it off or leave it on if it don't bother you, which is true. You could leave it on if it don't bother you. That's fantastic. And then all the additions of the different scan lines and stuff. I'll be honest, I'll probably just put it on pixel perfect, no scan lines, and that's usually how I play games. Like scan lines aren't like that huge to me, but I know they're huge to a lot of other people. So, what do you think about what do you think about scan lines, Carl? Are you into the scan lines?
Yeah, I've never known why people were fascinated with that. It's not something I ever wanted to put on or would put on. So, like I said, I'm glad for the people who do enjoy it that they have those options with the more and more cabinets starting to let you have those as options to turn on or off. So I'd rather have any of these things with options to turn on or off as opposed to just having it one way.
Yeah, these options are fantastic. Scan lines, pixel smoothing, whatever you want to put in there, but never as the default. The default should always be razor sharp pixels.
Right.
Yeah, one thing I've noticed is that all these companies that release these products, like even the big guys like Nintendo and Sega, and nobody really does scan lines that well. Nobody really does them that well. So in commercial products, it should always by default just be a pixel perfect experience. And if they want to throw in their version of scan lines, they should do it as like an accessory too. But yeah, any product that comes out with forced pixel smoothing or scan lines or any of that stuff it's just a bad move.
Shoeshine might win comment of the night. Give me pixels as sharp as my nipples on a cold winter day. I absolutely love that one. Oh my God, guys, he has arrived. The show must pause. Ladies and gentlemen, Juicy Time has arrived. We're going to need to come up with our own entrance music for Juicy Time every time he shows up. Let's give a warm welcome to Juicy Time in the live chat. Let's take a look here. So we put a poll in the chat. Do you care about scan lines? Options were yes, no, and PDubs rocks. PDubs rocks is taking 26% of the poll right now. Has nothing to do with scan lines, but it's nice to know that 26% of you out there think PDubs rocks. Yes,
it's still the least selected option that you have in the list. Just so you know.
Shut up.
It's going down. It's 24.
But it's not like it's 0. I better end the poll now before the number goes down any further. Okay, there we go. So good day for iiRcade, in my opinion. Would you guys agree?
Big time.
Okay. Now, John
I would go one
what?
step further. Probably this is one of the most important things they ever did because so many people talk about iiRcade and retro gaming. Retro gaming was not possible on that console before this firmware update, in my opinion. You could play it, but it always had that asterisk by it. It should be better. And now that asterisk goes away.
PDubs needs to work that poll harder. There you go. Okay, so good day for iiRcade. Let's switch over, and I think we can go ahead and start talking about Arcade1Up. Mike, I know this is your jam, baby.
Getting ready.
Ladies and are you ready for the hold on? Are you guys here? Let's put Mike full screen. Are you guys ready for the 3/4 scale Divas champion, MichaelB The Game Genie? It's his
Let's light it up.
We're gonna talk Arcade1Up, and you know when we talk Arcade1Up, Mike gets a little let's just say, oh my God, how do I say that without being dirty?
A little juicy
time. Mike makes it juicy time when we start talking Arcade1Up. All right, guys, let's see. Here's what's up with Arcade1Up. All right, Mike, take it away, baby. Start talking Arcade1Up. This is your segment, baby.
So Arcade1Up had some news this week. So
can I wait? I'm sorry, Mike. Can I show something funny real quick?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, guys. I pulled this off the interwebs today. This is the Ridge Racer photo, and Arcade1Up, they still suck at Photoshop. Take a look at this chick's foot. They have it set up to make you think, oh, this guy's playing. He's got kind of a cute girl with some nice legs standing next to him, but she's only got half a foot.
I actually don't think that that's a Photoshop error.
You don't think that's a Photoshop? What is her foot?
It looks like there's a platform in which she's got 1 foot on a lower platform.
That's
1 foot higher.
Yeah.
You're saying there's a step? Is there a step?
It looks like it because when you look at the couch in the background,
there is not a step.
There's no step.
Take a look.
There.
Look at the couch in the
There's
background.
no step. Guys, is there a step there?
That's a Photoshop.
No.
Is there a step?
I'm not usually wrong.
You're wrong
guys,
this time.
What do you guys
I don't
think?
think
Is there a step or is this a Photoshop error? Let us know.
I'm pretty sure she's on 2 different levels here.
Nah, she's got half a foot, man.
She's probably really tall, and they put this here specifically so that way she appears shorter.
So can we talk about the can we talk about the other issue with that? Can you put that picture back up? I want to talk about the other issue with that picture.
Yeah, what's up?
So the other issue with the picture
Whoa.
is this cabinet is going to be sold exclusively at Ned Flanders Leftorium.
Leftorium. What do you mean?
Look,
oh,
at the
I see.
controls.
I see. Look at the gear shift. Yeah.
Oh,
this
like,
is
they-
like they had a picture of it and they inverted the image and they did a bad job. There. Yeah, 100%.
So he's actually pressing the gas pedal instead of the brake.
Or-
If they flipped it, right?
I don't know what the hell's going on there, but I'm telling you right now, you heard it here first. Ridge Racer is for left-handed people.
Yeah.
We got the
All
UK
right.
version.
All right. Sorry, Mike. I thought I maybe I was wrong. Guys, I wear glasses. Don't hate on me. It looked weird. Why, God, why? When, Lord, when am I going to see the sailboat? If you guys know that reference, put it in the live chat.
Mallrats.
All right. There you go.
Mallrats.
Mike, why do you got to ruin it for the audience? God, I was going
Because
to
I'm
give
first.
I was
I'm
going to
first.
give the first person a gift card, and you just wrecked it.
Now you
don't
got to
give-
give everybody in the chat
No.
a gift card.
Don't give away gift cards. We don't need to be buying possible subscribers.
You're ridiculous. All right, Mike, start telling us about Arcade1Up. This is your jam, baby.
So, Arcade1Up announced officially 3 cabs this week. We had a leak. T2 came out on 2 Canadian retailers. So we saw T2 at Best Buy here in Canada and also through the Source in Canada. And it also showed up again on Chapters Indigo, which is the largest bookstore in Canada. So all 3 of those sites had T2 up. And something that nobody talked about with T2, which I'm surprised because I expected to see a flood of videos, was Terminator 2. And then in big, bold words with a color gradient on it so people could tell 1 game. So Terminator 2 is coming out. Looks like it only has 1 game, but yet nobody's really talking about that. So then we go from Terminator 2. We've got the other Arcade1Up cabinets that came out. We've got Tron that came out, and everybody dropped their mouth when the price came out for $6.99. Killer Instinct finally came out. Target had Tron and Killer Instinct up for pre-order, but they're not officially up for pre-order yet. If you look at the Arcade1Up, they said they'll announce it. And then Ridge Racer was officially announced as well. But an update on that, both Tron and Killer Instinct have already sold out at Target. So for all the people saying these new prices, can't wait to see Arcade1Up sync.
Wait.
At least they sold out Tron and Killer Instinct at Target.
Wait, I heard earlier today that Tron sold out, but you're saying Killer Instinct sold out too?
Both of them sold out at Target.
Yeah, but how many did Target have? Couple hundred?
Restalgia says 15.
15
That's what he told me in the
total
chat.
between all 3 cabinets. They
You're
had
no,
it's 6 Killer Instincts.
you're
They
lying.
had, no, I'm telling you, 6 Killer Instincts. They
They
had
had
4
way
Ridge
more than
Racers,
that. They had more than that.
and they had 5 Trons. No, that's it.
Ridge Racer is not even available for order yet. It was just the other 2.
Okay,
Now
well then
you're
they had
making-
7, and 8. That's what they had.
Now you're making stuff up. All right. Well, you have to admit that is a win for Arcade1Up that those cabinets did sell out. But then again, it's one retailer, and we don't know how many they ordered. Target could have only ordered 50. They could have ordered 200. You know
So
what I mean?
let
ahead.
me go back on that because I've been smirking the whole time I said that they were sold out.
Yeah.
More than likely, what sold out actually means is somebody from Arcade1Up contacted Target and said, "Yeah, boys, you weren't supposed to put these up on pre-order yet, so they just marked it as sold out, so nobody could buy anymore."
There you go. That's an excellent point, Mike. That is an excellent point because those listings, it says on their website, shouldn't have gone live until another 12 days from now.
Yeah.
Juicy Time gave us a $10 super chat. Some juicy news coming. Now we got 236 people here. I want to give you guys an exclusive bit of confirmed news you're only going to find here on the Super Game Room Dudes when it comes to that Arcade1Up Tron cabinet. Now, what's interesting about this cabinet is obviously you have Tron, which is the vertical game. You have Discs of Tron, which is a horizontal game. And if you guys know anything about Discs of Tron, it does require having what they call the push-pull high-low spinner, right? So that way, when you get to the further levels, you can when you get past like levels 4, 5, etc., you're able to adjust the spinner, right? Now, here's what's interesting is I reached out to John D and I asked him. I said, John D, what are you guys doing with the spinner? Because if your spinner just sits there, people are going to have problems playing Discs of Tron. John D messaged me back today on Facebook and confirmed that the Tron cabinet does have that high-low spinner for playing the further levels in Discs of Tron. So thank you very much, John D, for providing us that intel. Happy to share it with all of you guys. So I know some people were worried that that cabinet wasn't going to have it, and it looks like it's going to have it. Let me know what you guys think about that in the live chat. What do you think, Mike, about them including that?
Oh, that's really cool. It was actually someone had posted some information from one of the listings that actually showed that as well, or it might have been the, I guess the FCC filings. So that's kind of been out there in the public as well. I don't mean to rain on your secret news.
Yeah, you are rating on it. But what do you think about them having it? God, you do that to everybody. Hold on. You know what? We're just going to leave this up for the entire segment because this is absolutely true at this point. Go ahead, Mike. Keep talking.
FCC leak instruction. Kong's R Us knows what I'm talking about. So it's good. I've talked about this a bunch of times. If Arcade1Up does something, they don't get away with the same allowances other multicades will. Arcade1Up does something, they've got to do it right. They got to do it right. And it's good to see that they're doing that with Tron here. Because they're emulating the original cabinet. They're not making multicades. They're emulating the original cabinet. So if it's not accurate, it's not good. So good on them for doing it right.
Yep. Mike, we need to take that off before we lose viewers. We got to take that off, Mike. But you do look great. Have you been working out?
I shaved my legs.
So that's good news to hear. That's a question that's been floating around the arcade gaming community for a while, even though apparently it was confirmed on the FCC listing, and apparently it was confirmed by Mike when he was stalking the Arcade1Up Facebook community group pages that I'm no longer a member of. So sorry if I didn't see it earlier. Jeez, rip a guy's head off. You're so mean, Mike. You're mean.
I'm not mean. I just, I wanted to make sure.
Do I have to play it? How can we be lovers?
How can we be lovers? What is how can we be lovers?
If we can't be friends?
Oh, yeah, the Michael Bay. No, you don't need to play
that. I'll play it. You keep being grumpy. I'll play it.
Meatball Saucy knows I only shave my legs to help with swimming. It's for my, what is it? So I'm more aerodynamic.
There you go. That's too funny. All right. So they did sell out, or the listings were taken down. One of the two. And then both.
Actually, it was both.
Probably.
They were sold out, and then Arcade1Up said, take it down because they're sold out.
Now, I did a live stream talking about those cabinets and what I thought about them. Got a lot of viewers' comments last night, but I want to know what the panel here thinks. Detroit Love, Tron, Killer Instinct. Did you place an order with Target, or are you going to place an order in the future for those cabinets, or do they have no interest for you? What do you think, Carl?
I did not place any orders. I didn't see anything until hours later anyway. So even if I wanted to, I didn't have the opportunity. I don't know. I've always enjoyed Tron growing up, but it wasn't one of the games I put a whole lot of quarters into. Mm-hmm. So it's one of those games I'll step in and play a little bit, but not a lot. But the cabinet looks fantastic. So I don't know. That would be one of those buys like Star Wars. I have to see it, and make a decision at that point once I actually see it. The other cabinets, I don't even know what you guys are talking about as far as Killer Instinct. I've never really played it other than in poor emulation, and so that's a game I'll definitely have to see and play before I can make a decision, because it's just not something I played growing up.
Yep. Kev Gretsch shares kind of my feelings towards my live stream last night on my solo channel. Is I didn't grow up with Tron, don't have the heartstrings or the nostalgia for Tron, don't think the game has aged well, never could really get into it. Tron's not my bag, but Killer Instinct I'm excited for. And if the rumors are true that some of the other channels have been posting that there's possibly going to be a $530 Killer Instinct version, which is only $30 higher than, like I said, like $500 is kind of like my line in the sand on these Arcade1Up products. I might swallow $30 at that point and get Killer Instinct. You know what I mean, Mike? So go ahead.
So there's also possibly a $530 version of Tron too, but apparently these cabinets are a little bit different. The Tron cab doesn't have all the same bells and whistles as the $699 cab from what the images those people were showing. I think it was 19K Fox who shared it, wasn't it?
I think it was 19K Fox, maybe
Yeah.
maybe Toycade too. I can't remember who else.
What's Toycade?
Toycade is a YouTube channel.
Are you sure?
Oh, stop being a troll, Mike. God, you're being mean tonight.
So I'll tell you another thing too. PDubs line in the sand. As much as he made that video line in the sand, it's actually come back. It's come back to bite him a couple times, because now one of the reasons he won't go and buy a cab, he's like, I'm worried people will think I'm going back on it.
That's not true.
You said it to me last night.
Yeah, but I didn't say it like that. I said I'm worried people think I go back on it. I didn't say it the way you said it, where you put all that emphasis. You know what I'm saying? You're such a dick. Restalgia, Tron, Killer Instinct. Are you buying any of these?
Ridge Racer.
I'm not planning to right now. If there was one I was going to buy, I would only buy the Killer Instinct simply because I want to see how good of a job they did with the emulation. That's it. That's it.
And that's because you don't believe it's possible to be done.
I believe it's possible to be done. I just don't think Arcade1Up has the best track record when it comes to performance on their devices. So something as difficult as Killer Instinct to emulate on low-powered chipsets is something I just want to see done and done correctly. So if they do it well, kudos to them. I will 100% say, like, I will gladly go publicly and say that.
I love this comment. I think
They play like real people.
that just tickled me funny.
I think the show's pretty raw, if you ask me.
Mike B, look at that. You got a nice little eggplant emoji. He thinks
Thanks,
you're an
Phil's
eggplant.
notebook. Funny story. Whenever I talk to B Kong, I always throw that in the chat at him, and he's always like, "You know what that means, don't you?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah." So I'm saying right now, and I'm 100% serious. No one's going to believe me. I am not buying any of these cabs.
I call shenanigans.
No,
Wait.
I don't.
Wait. You're not buying any of these?
No. Somebody has to timestamp this, because I bet you.
Clip it. Someone clip it right now. Clip it.
If I am wrong, I will donate $50 to the charity of your choice. If I'm wrong,
I don't want to.
Idiot! Oh, what a loser! Good.
there is no way.
Good.
There's
Okay,
no way you are not buying any more.
I do want it to go charity. I wanted to go to the charity I work for, because you're Canadian, so I want to send to the Spinal Cord Injury Canada. So that's where you'll put it to. That's not actually where I work. I work for the Newfoundland chapter. Just put it to the national chapter, though. And I'm telling you right now, I don't have the nostalgia for Tron. The only reason to buy Tron is because it's a pretty piece of furniture in your arcade. It's not a great game. I'm not shitting on anybody that's going to get it for the furniture reason. That's great. Ridge Racer, I'm not a fan of Ridge Racer. Cool. You got leaderboards. It's going to have, and I know in Canada we didn't get stand-up racer, so it's the first stand-up racer. I think it'll do well, but I've got Outrun. I don't need another driving cab. And then last but not least is Killer Instinct, and I just don't like it. I've never been a Killer Instinct guy, so.
He's gonna buy
Hi,
Tron.
Laura.
He's gonna buy all three. What are you talking about? He's gonna
We
buy
know why
every single one.
you're saying that, Michael. Hi, Laura. She's watching.
Mike, nobody is believing you. Everyone's calling shenanigans. You were going to buy all these cabinets.
No, I'm out of room, man. I'm out of room, out of money.
Yeah.
So,
And do you know what happens? Like literally, Michael call us. Like he calls us every day, and he's like, "I just want you to know, I just sold my NBA Jam cabinet because I had to make room for the next round of cabinets."
And not only that, he sends us photos from retail stores when he's there, and he's like, "Guys, they have it in stock, and I have the worst FOMO ever." And then he ends up going home, and then he's like, "Talk me out of it." So then we're like, "Don't buy it." And he's like, "Okay." And then he leaves the store, and then 30 minutes later, he's back in the car driving back to the store to buy it and bring it home. With a picture of it in the trunk with his wife really angry. That's what happens.
Oh yeah, like he keeps going to the same store, looking at the same pile of Arcade1Up Infinity game tables that are the 24-inch screen. Keeps taking pictures. They're still here, guys. I think Scarlett will like it. Should I get it? And I'm like, no, Mike, if you're going to get it, get the 32-inch. Don't get the 24-inch. And Mike's like, is it going to make that big of a difference? And I'm like, yeah, 6 inches makes a big difference. That's what she said. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man.
So I don't know for sure if we're getting the 32-inch in Canada for the Infinity game table. I've told that it's going to be very, very limited if we get it at all. So that's that reason. But
you won't have to worry because no one in Canada is going to buy it. So even if it is limited, you'll still have plenty of access.
So what happens is all the time I'm like, guys, should I buy this cabinet? And then Restalgia says, I work for AtGames, so immediately I'm not allowed to buy the Arcade1Up stuff.
Nice. Bazinga.
I like the way I like the pivot, Mike. I like the way you deflected that back on Restalgia.
Oh, nice.
That's great.
That's nice.
You know what's funny is someone wrote in the comments a little bit ago. They wrote, "I'm running out. I have no room." Is like unheard of in this community because we always find room. Like, Arcade1Ups are going to be in your bathrooms, on your back patio, in your garage. You'll find rooms. Kick the kids out. You know. Do you know how many people have sacrificed? Hey guys, let me ask you something. Let's put this in the live chat. Have you had to sacrifice any furniture for your Arcade1Up or even your AtGames or iiRcade collection? For your in-home arcade collection, have you had to sacrifice any furniture, and what piece of furniture did you have to sacrifice? I sacrificed we had a 3-seater couch in my loft. A nice, big, beautiful couch with reclining seats, fit 3 people. We got rid of it to make room for more arcades. What did you guys get rid of? Let us know in the live chat. I think this is a fun talking point. While everyone's answering, Mike, have you gotten rid of any furniture?
Yeah, not in my current room where all my arcade stuff is now, but when I originally had my first couple Arcade1Ups, I actually got rid of a couch and love seat that I had in that like downstairs living room so I could fit more Arcade1Up cabinets in there.
Okay, I'm seeing a lot of couches, recliners. 8-Bit Vinyl got rid of his entire dining room.
Yeah,
I sacrificed my grandfather's urn. Yeah, you went too far, so. Look at this Snell. He goes. He still has room for 15 more.
I wish, man.
Yeah,
like I will say I'm having a real hard time with this because I was always like, oh, I'll find more room, but I'm literally out of room. And the only way to make more room right now, because I'm not going to put Arcade1Up cabinets in a second room by themselves. I mean, that's crazy. I want cabinets for my arcade, and I've got limited space, so I've got to sell stuff. And so, it's tough when you get to that point where you're selling something every time you're bringing something in. It's tough because you're letting go something like a child. So you got to make sure that this is something you want to get rid of.
Now, we got some great answers here. Knowing his power sacrificed his fish. We've got nephews and children have all been sacrificed for Arcade1Up and all these other. They got rid of a cat. He knocked out a wall, reset Rudy.
That's impressive.
To make room. That's commitment. I have room for 30, but then by then my arcade will be complete. So, my wife now parks the car outside.
Bobby Boo.
He took over the garage. Bobby Boo's garage is filled with arcade goodies.
Mm-hmm.
Gerald Jord, 2 3-person couches, which is what I had. I had a 3-person couch, 1 reclined on the ends, and he got rid of his ex.
They don't understand. They gotta go.
Phil's notebook also got rid of his wife. Console Fanboy divorced his wife, but I don't know if Console Fanboy was ever married. I think that might be suspect right there. Sleeps on top of the cabs. Wow, that's great. You guys are awesome. Okay, so Tron cabinet. I think we talked about that enough. Ridge Racer is looking more and more appealing to me every day. I'm really interested in that one. Restalgia, what do you think about Ridge Racer versus like the Arcade1Up Outrun cabinet? What do you think about Ridge Racer, buddy?
I'm not gonna lie. I think it looks better than the Outrun cabinet, but I'm not particularly excited for that one.
And what's Ace Driver? I'm not familiar with Ace Driver.
It's just
that's the other 2 games.
Part of that whole series. It's got 5 games on it, 5 racing games. I haven't, like I said last night in my live stream, it's not like I've played those games a million times, but the cabinet itself, I like the colors, I like the design of the cabinet, and the games. I've tested a couple of them on like pie images and stuff, and I think it looks interesting. I think it could be fun. I think it could be a fun cabinet. But the Wi-Fi is just for leaderboards. So like who had the best times, like score chasing. We're not going to actually be able to race against each other. That kind of stinks, right, Mike? That would have been nice.
Yeah, I mean, that would have made this cabinet go from a really neat feature with the Wi-Fi to a must-have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I grew up in a time where we didn't have stand-up racing cabinets. Like the racing cabinets that were in arcades when I was kind of in that around my time was like Daytona USA, Cruising USA, Cruising the World, the Mario Kart ones, all they were all sit-down arcade racing cabinets. So when I see a stand-up one, I'm like, I don't want to stand up to play a racing game. If I'm gonna be playing a racing game, I want to sit down. And if Arcade1Up's just gonna give us a bench like they did on Run, I don't want it.
Yeah, there you go. That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say, do not tell these people to make more sit-down racers because it was not good.
No, and that's I don't know that I'm gonna be excited for Arcade1Up unless they do a legitimately well-designed racing cabinet.
Yeah, and I would agree with Restalgia. I don't understand the stand-up racing, phenomena or desire for that. It just doesn't make sense to me. And I also agree that their version 4, is probably going to be better. The same way we have Tron, finally the cabinet starting to look like the original or close to. I think those racers have to evolve to where they actually are sit down and actually looks nice. Otherwise, I don't see the point in getting their bench style ones nor the stand up versions of the racers just to have a racer in the house. I'll pass.
The stand up racers, you can sit on a stool and drive right from the stool comfortably. It's very fun.
Who wants to do that?
Console Fanboy, $5 super chat. If Ridge Racer comes with a micro SD card slot, will Restalgia hack it and add Cruisin'? What do you think, Restalgia?
It is possible that it can be hacked. It is highly improbable that you're going to get an arcade version of Cruisin' USA or Cruisin' anything running on the hardware that's in there. I just don't think that's doable, especially when you're dealing with you're going to have to put on RetroArch or something to get that game to run, and it's not going to run well on a low-end chipset. So probably not Cruisin'. Probably lots of other stuff, though.
A lot of people are just talking Cruisin' in the live chat, man. They just want Cruisin'. Cruisin' is so popular.
Cruisin' is dope. Cruisin' is... I don't know. When I think of a racing game, for whatever reason, Cruisin' USA is front and center in my head. So
that's what I want. Like if Arcade1Up came out with a Cruisin' USA, I'd be like, yeah, I'm going to get that. That's going to happen.
I would pay a premium for Cruisin' USA. I would seriously pay a legitimate premium for Cruisin' USA because they would have to get a more expensive chipset in there. I would be more than happy to pay an extra $100-$200 for it.
And I've got wicked nostalgia for Cruisin' USA too, just from the N64 era. That was my fifth N64 game, and probably I played that more than Mario 64, more than Star Wars Shadows of the Empire. All my early games, I just played the shit out of Cruisin' USA.
Guys, if you're enjoying the show, do me a favor, click that thumbs up, and also all right, we got a $10 super chat from Snell World. I think Tron is way overpriced based on the 2 Tron games on it. And as far as racing cabs, I'm going to wait and see how the AtGames one ends up. What about Crazy Taxi? In my opinion,
Taxi is dope.
Yeah. Crazy Taxi is a great game, but the music rights just sound like a nightmare.
Yeah.
Sound like a nightmare to me. Like what is it? Offspring band? Yeah, to buy those songs, and I don't know if that'll ever happen in my opinion. It just sounds like hella expensive for these companies. What do you think?
Well, there is there is the Sega app for Crazy Taxi. But I don't know if that's different from the arcade game and if they've changed up the music rights or whatever. But I mean, Sega clearly is still I guess you can download the Crazy Taxi app on any mobile phone for free, and then you can buy the premium version. So maybe it's still possible. Who knows?
So anybody that brings out Crazy Taxi, if it doesn't have the same music as the original, people are going to revolt. They're just not going to enjoy it, no matter what version it is. It's the same thing as Frogger. Everybody's like, "Oh, it sucks. It doesn't have London Bridges falling down." Well, guess what? If Crazy Taxi doesn't have Offspring, doesn't have Green Day, doesn't have all that shit, you're going to say it sucks too.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
See, I would disagree. You're wrong, Michael B. If Crazy Taxi came out, I would buy it. I don't care which music, as long as it has some music, but I don't have to have the original.
Is Restalgia paying you?
No.
Is there secret backdoor deals going on here?
Mike, sometimes when you're wrong, you're just wrong. It's okay. I know it hurts, and you got to swallow that little bit of pride that's left. But sometimes you got to take one on the chin, buddy.
And for $2.99 a month, guys, Restalgia can do that to you too.
My cock hurts. It's all a baby's game compared to Wreckfest. I love Wreckfest. It's such a good one.
Yeah, PDubs, you might want to go talk to a doctor about that then.
Why? What did I say? What did I say?
I'll just leave that with you.
What did I say? Oh no!
Before we forget the pinball for the Arcade1Up. So Arcade1Up took down the Star Wars update and the Marvel update, Lift Up Attack from Mars. So I've been getting a lot of people asking me about it on Twitter saying, is there something wrong with the update? Is the update going to brick my machine? I don't think it had anything to do with that. I think there were less complaints about Star Wars and Marvel and massive complaints about Attack from Mars. And when the exploit was done and people were adding the firmware all into one machine, Arcade1Up just were forced, their hand was forced by the exploit to take down the other two firmwares to stop anybody else from adding it to their machine. And the only one they left up was Attack from Mars because it's a necessary update, where the other two are just tinkering. But Attack from Mars was necessary in order for them to fix the machine. So that's why I think the firmwares are down. Nobody's going to get a broken machine from just doing the firmware updates, but they took it down so the exploit could be stopped in whatever way they could try. That's my guess. I don't know for sure, but
there's no way to stop that exploit. It's done.
Yeah, I know it's done, but they can mitigate the damage by taking down the file so nobody else can download it further other than people who already have it. They're not enabling. Do you understand what I mean?
I understand what you mean, but I also understand that what's on the internet stays on the internet forever.
Mike, can you say Marvel?
You guys are mean. You take
seriously. Marvel. Hard.
You and your lying line in the sand. Protect yourself.
I'm not lying. It's like I just don't want to pay.
You're lying to yourself is who you're lying to.
I mean,
a line in the sand.
Okay, let's say the line in the sand is 500, but the cabinet's 529, right? That's like kind of just like taking your toe.
No, that's a
like
lie.
Kind of put your toe gently over the line. I'm on both sides. I'm on the east side. It's like Robin Hood, Men in Tights. I'm on the east side. I'm on the west side. I'm on both sides.
I'll go back again. It's Arcade1Up can do nothing right now, but in order to appease their partners, taking down both those firmware updates was a good gesture. What is it? A good faith gesture on their part to try to show that to their partners they're trying to mitigate the damage the exploit caused. I'm not saying it stops it. It's just it's what they're doing. That's my guess.
You know, what would have been a better solution?
What's that?
Lock down their firmware with better security so it couldn't be exploited.
Yeah.
Maybe that would have been the solution. I don't know.
Macho Man, do you agree with Restalgia?
Oh,
yeah! Right on the nose, Restalgia. Right on the nose. All right. So real quick, I want to throw something out there real quick, guys. That Resident Evil movie trailer came out today. I think it looked great. Like, I think it looked really, really interesting. I shared it on my personal Facebook page, and I was like, I'm all in on this one. It's nice to see we're actually going to have a movie that actually follows the storyline of the games. We're not going to have like some chick with psychic powers running around. You know what I mean? Mila Jovovich. I'm pretty excited. What did you guys think about that Resident Evil trailer? Did you guys like it, not like it? Let us know in the live chat. Mike, what did you think of it?
I haven't actually seen it yet, but from what I hear, everybody tells me it's closer to the original Resident Evil space, so I'm excited for that. I like the first Resident Evil movie. Everything went to hell from there, so hopefully this is more traditional Resident Evil, and I'm excited for it. But I keep being told this should have been a mini-series, so I don't know how they're going to fit enough in there to really do this right, where probably as a mini-series, this could have been rock solid, but...
You thought, I want a movie, man. I don't need another zombie TV series. There's like 9 of those on Netflix. There's like 4 of them on Hulu. There's just too many zombie TV shows. There's Walking Dead, Talking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead. There's just too many zombie shows.
All that Walking
Dead.
All that
just give me a 2-hour movie. I just want to invest 2 hours of my life, 120 minutes, and I want to move on. Go ahead.
Walking Dead is terrible. Anybody who watches Walking Dead right now has sold their soul. Just read the books.
To me.
I know you love it. You love that new Walking Dead. You're like, oh yeah, don't do what the comic books did at all. This is so interesting.
Yes, right here, Digipunk. I agree with you. Too many series. Just give us the movies, man. Just give me the movies. I don't need to watch 16 hours of character development when I just want to see someone get their face eaten off. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it looks really good. Mike, what else did I miss? What else about Arcade1Up did you have for everybody else? Because you are our Arcade1Up liaison.
Yeah, no, that's all I got. We had another T2 leak. We didn't talk about T2. Is anybody interested in T2 here? One game. Controls are not going to be accurate to the original arcade, but it looks pretty.
It looks like it's going to be about $9,000, Mike.
$849 Canadian. So you can do the math on it. I think it's going to be about 600 to 650 US.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it'll be closer to $699. I think probably $650, $699. The way that they're doing it. Do they mention what technology for the guns? Are they just doing Sinden? Yeah, they're doing Sinden again. Okay.
Yeah.
We got a question. I have a question from about Arcade1Up. Why don't any of you guys have the head-to-head tables or interest in those? Is there interest in the head-to-head tables from any of you guys?
I would have bought Pac-Man, one of the Pac-Man head-to-head tables, if I didn't have the 3/4 scale arcade. I just can't bring myself to buy two of the exact same machine, pretty much.
We're talking about what, like the cocktail cabinets?
Cocktail cabinets, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I just threw it in the live chat, guys. Let us know if you're into those cocktail head-to-head cabinets. Me personally, I'm not. I don't think I'll ever get any.
Yeah, I don't like those things either.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
$5 super chat from Zach. Off topic, but do any of you think iArcade will do a trackball machine? In my opinion, I don't know what they're going to do with that because the motherboard is inside the control deck, right? It's not in the back of the machine. So a lot of people have always been like, oh, they're going to come out with swappable decks. Well, swappable deck, you'd have to get a whole new motherboard with your swappable deck. And they're not going to let you like open up your deck and transfer your motherboard, the PCB, to another deck. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that would void your 1-year warranty, right? So in my opinion, if they came out with trackball and spinner, it would have to be a totally different machine, not an add-on accessory, because I just don't see how they would do it, considering where the PCB is located. Restalgia, what do you think?
Yeah, you're right. 100%. The PCB is in the control deck, so unless they're sending you a new PCB with a new control deck, then you're not getting a swappable or hot swappable controller option. It's going to be a new cabinet. If they did it, I don't really think I'm seeing iArcade doing anything like that. I think they're going to stick with the standard control, like a arcade control.
Yeah.
Setup. Yeah, that's what I think. Anyways, I don't see them doing trackball or spinners or anything like that.
Yeah, Phil's Notebook and also Don Chaffee. Yes, I have bought. When my Big Blue arrives, it'll be my third Street Fighter 2 I've purchased. But each one of those cabinets has different games on them.
Well,
I call shenanigans.
Okay, but Mike's not the only one, because I bought the original Mortal Kombat cabinet. I then sold it and upgraded to the Mortal Kombat Costco cabinet because it was the Costco version way better. That was when we first saw the BOE monitors and the PCB with the micro SD card slot and all that kind of stuff. Not the micro USB slot. And then I got the Arcade1Up Mortal Kombat Midway Legacy cabinet. So I've bought Mortal Kombat 3 times, and I guarantee you, if next year they come out with like an online version of Mortal Kombat, because I like Mortal Kombat more than Street Fighter, I'll probably be getting that one too. I'll probably be selling Legacy, getting that one. So Arcade1Up might make me buy Mortal Kombat 4 times. But Mike, you're not the only one, Mike. I just want to know.
PDubs, you flip and then buy a new one, right? So you'll sell and then replace. Mike, you have sold one?
Yeah, I've sold one Street Fighter 2, my original.
And then you have the Midway, and then you've got Big Blue, right?
No, I've got the Capcom Legacy right now.
Legacy. That's right.
And I'm going to get Big Blue, and Capcom Legacy is going to stay in my arcade until Robotron 2084 comes out. When that comes out, then I'm going to sell Capcom Legacy to fit that one in.
Yep.
And I'm not sold any cabinets because I only buy cabinets I really enjoy playing.
Because you modded two of your Arcade1Up cabinets, a vertical and a horizontal, so you don't need to buy other cabinets.
Right.
Yes.
Unless they physically visually appeal to me, and is a game that I enjoy playing.
But Mike,
We're going to put
cabinet
Golden
are-
Axe on a cabinet with a bunch of naked ladies on the side. Ooh, all in.
Mike, which cabinet are you going to sell so you can get your hands on Tron or Killer Instinct?
I'm not going to buy either of those cabinets.
Shenanigans. Which one?
We'll see.
If you had to, let's play.
That's act like Lara's
If you
not
had
here
to
watching.
sell one, what would you do? Which would you get rid of?
Pardon?
If you had to get rid of a cabinet tomorrow, what would you get rid of? What is
I
your
would not
least
get rid
favorite
of-
cabinet right now?
My least favorite cabinet was NBA Jam. That's why it's not here anymore.
Which is your least favorite cabinet that you currently have in your possession?
I don't
Frogger.
have it. I like what I
Say
have.
it, Mike. Say it with me.
Frogger. It's got to be Frogger.
It's got to be Frogger.
I wish Frogger didn't have the Vaseline filter, but I really like Frogger. I really like Time Pilot and Time Pilot 84. I like Frogger, even though it has the wrong music. I would keep Frogger. Frogger is going to be hard to get out of my arcade. I enjoy
We're going to have to create like some sort of chart where people can actually bet on which cabinet you're going to get rid of. And not only do they have to bet on which one you're going to get rid of, they've got to bet on which one you're going to buy. Is it going to be Killer Instinct or is it going to be Tron? Or is it going to be Ridge Racer?
Don, last I heard, someone kicked you out of another chat, and you're here throwing barbs at me, man. I don't know. And I apologize for saying your last name wrong. Chafee.
What are we talking about right now? That went completely.
Don Chafee
Off topic.
told me I had bad taste.
Well, you do.
That's fair.
But also,
I
Mike.
thought I was going to get a little more from you there.
But also, I've gotten Pac-Man 3 times. I had the original Arcade1Up Generation 1 yellow Pac-Man. Sold that. Got the 40th anniversary wood grain Pac-Man, which was a 6 out of 10 and too many issues. And that's actually in my garage. And then I switched from that one to the Costco Super Pac-Man instead. And that cabinet had issues, but they at least released the firmware update for that. And I tell people all the time, a Costco Super Pac-Man, after you do the firmware fix, is the best Pac-Man variant cabinet Arcade1Up has done so far, including the Bandai Legacy stuff and all that stuff. I just think it's the best version of Pac-Man they've done. Great lineup of games. After you do the firmware, great dip switch settings. I love that cabinet. I love my Costco Super Pac-Man. Love the artwork. I mean, he's wearing a cape and booties, for crying out loud. You can't be mad at that. Go ahead.
The only thing is they didn't have the divots for the mouth. Like, if they had the divots for the mouth,
Oh, yeah. All right.
it would have been
being
perfect.
PDubs, I hope you know
nitpicky.
that you're part of the reason why Arcade1Up keeps re-releasing Pac-Man.
So,
But I'm done now. I don't want to ever buy another
Until the
Pac-Man.
next Pac-Man, and
yeah,
that's going to be so sweet.
so
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you right now, Computer Electronics Show 2022, everybody get your asses and your wallets ready, because the first thing rolling out of the Arcade1Up presentation is going to be another Pac-Man cabinet with Wi-Fi and online leaderboards, and people are
100%.
still going to buy it. I'm
Yep.
telling you right now, there will be a Wi-Fi regular ass Pac-Man first thing rolled out at CES 2022.
Mm-hmm.
And
I can see
I would say I am missing a Pac-Man at a 3/4 scale, and I would love to have one. I just hadn't been
more
able
Pac-Man.
to decide which one. Do I want Miss Pac-Man? Do I want Super Pac-Man? Do I want Pac-Man? Because I love all of them. I do have the Counter K of Miss Pac-Man, and I have the 1/4 scale of the Pac-Man, because I have to have Pac-Man in the house.
Why don't you get Class of 81 then?
Yeah,
Well,
you
then
don't
again,
want
it
that
doesn't have regular Pac-Man though. I'm sorry, I forgot.
garbage. Yeah.
You know, guys, if everyone stopped buying Pac-Man 50 times, they would stop re-releasing Pac-Man 1,000 times.
So true. So true.
Everyone's complaining, oh, too many Pac-Man. But then every single one of you guys is like, oh, well, I only bought it like 3 or 4 times. So, like, yeah, stop buying Pac-Man, and then they'll stop making Pac-Man. That's how supply and demand works.
I've only bought 2 Pac-Mans, if you don't count Miss Pac-Man. So,
Mike,
I don't
your
count.
cat. Look at your cat. Your cat is all over that pinball machine.
oh yeah,
All right, go ahead. All right, guys, we're almost out of time here. We didn't even get a chance to talk AtGames, but then again, guys, there's not a lot going on with AtGames, so this can be fairly quick. AtGames is releasing more firmware features that continue to work out their known issues. So, thank you, AtGames, for spending the last few weeks shortening that known issues list. I think the Super GameRoom Dudes now have a larger list of known issues than AtGames. Isn't that correct?
Yeah, it's mostly MichaelB and PDubs buying Pac-Man.
Yeah. So it's nice to see that. And then they've added a couple of Zaccaria. Oh, these are the Zaccaria games you guys want to play. These are the ones I'm going to be playing this weekend for their leaderboard competitions. Let's see which games. So I love Devil Riders and what is that? The Time Machine one? Time Machine. But the retro space shuttle. Oh man, I'm not a fan. I'm really hating those the retro ones that they did, the E&M tables more and more. Like, because when you play the newer versions and you go back to that, like, hey, what would this table have been like if it was built in the 50s? You know, it's just those games just drive me nuts. Can't get it. If you score 1,000 points, that you're lucky. You know what I mean? So, just not a big. Do you like the old? Oh, I'm talking the old retro Zaccaria tables, Restalgia. Do you like those?
Not particularly. I'm more into the modern style pinball games myself. So,
I would agree.
I think there's a charm to them. Like if you really, if you grew up playing them, there's a little bit of the nostalgia. But yeah, I don't know. They're just not my thing. They're just not
the people who grew up playing with them, they swear by them. Again, it's all about taking you back to those memories and those places that you in your childhood. So I never really played those. I can't wait till Stern comes out with a table or gets in bed with someone so that we can get those tables, because those more modern tables is what I love. But I do enjoy playing the deluxe tables.
Why don't you guys go ahead and plug the Build Your Own Legends contest and the upcoming episode, and let me know if you guys need me to come on as a guest co-host of the episode, because that'd be fun. I'd like to do that if you guys have room for me. Go ahead.
If I'm going to be on, I don't want PDubs to be on.
Yeah, you do.
No, I won't do it if PDubs comes on.
Mike, stop it. You're lying.
I'm serious. I don't want him there. You're always trying to take my shine, man.
No, I'm not. I was gonna bust your balls on your mod. All right, fine, whatever. Go ahead.
No, you can come on. So, anyways, this Thursday coming up, it's going to be the most entertaining episode they've done of this BYOL yet. Poor B Kong has been really shouldering the load because you've got Eeyore, Restalgia, and Tampa Tech there, and poor B is just killing himself trying to make the show entertaining. But this week, you get Michael B, and we're going to have some fun stuff because I've never, ever built an arcade cabinet before in my entire life. This is going to be a train wreck, and you can watch me all crash and burn. So tune in Thursday for disaster.
The ratings are going to go to 0 with a bullet, Mike.
Oh no! Everybody tunes in. Everybody tunes in for the hardcore wiring information.
Yep. Well, there is some hope.
Car crashes, man. That's what sells.
Michael B, I think your episode is still going to be better than my Mario Kart experiences. So I think I still crash more than what you're going to do with that.
That was pretty rough, Carl.
That
was good. No, that was fun though. So, PDubs, what you got? You look like you are.
Sorry, I'm
something inappropriate. What are you doing?
And are
you looking at that Michael B photo
on the web? We're
out. Let's see here.
There's a comment there from Kangzaros.
Yeah. Don't worry. I'm giving Mike all. He's asking me. He's like, "What do you think?" And I'm like, "You know what you should do?" And I tell him the exact opposite of what he should actually do. So his build is going to be like, it's going to be interesting.
Like, honestly, if this thing even remotely works, I'll be very, very excited. Like, remotely works. I don't know what I'm doing. So,
and to be fair, I'm not actually telling Mike anything. I'm pulling his leg. He gets the same treatment that everybody else is getting. In fact, I actually think I'm giving Mike even less communication about it than some of the other guys that we're working with. So
who cares? It's all for fun.
I put a Steam joke
for a belt, Mike.
I put a Steam joke in the live chat, and Raymond caught that it was from Seinfeld. Way to go, Raymond. I love Seinfeld.
All kidding aside, I am really excited Thursday to hang out with Restalgia, Tampa Tech, B-Kong, and who am I taking on? Killer Penguins? I don't know Killer Penguins, so I'm interested to meet Killer Penguins for the first time. And I've actually got a really cool idea. I literally don't know what I'm doing. I've never modded something before, but I think I've got a cool concept. And if I can get it to work, man, I think it's going to be a winner. So we'll see Thursday night.
Yeah, just be prepared because the build that Killer Penguins is coming with is pretty solid. Like it's really impressive what he's done so far. So
what did he build, an arcade and a cantaloupe?
Mike, I'm Team Canada. I need you to step it up. I need you to step it up, buddy.
Guys, we have hit.
Hey, before you do that, Michael B, a lot of people are asking about this. How can they get this rare hoodie? So
well, how can they do that, Mike?
You can go to Restalgia's Teespring store and give Restalgia money for some reason because he doesn't have enough apparently. So everybody head on over to Restalgia's Teespring store and you can get your very own Super GameRoom Dudes merchandise. It's fantastic.
$5 super chat from Hobby Hands said Michael B's mod is going to make his cab look like a 1-up. I would not be surprised. Guys, we appreciate you. We've gone 90 minutes. I think that's far enough. Hopefully you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. If you did, give us a thumbs up on the way out. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And Detroit Love, whenever you're ready, send them on their way. You guys have a wonderful weekend.
Just take your time, Carl. Just take your time. There's no rush.
I'm just letting it soak in.
It's good, man.
Hey, guys. I appreciate you guys. We love you. Until next time, we'll see you on the web.
No, seriously, are you putting a Connect in an Arcade1Up? Is that what you're doing?
I'm putting a Connect in a line in the sand.
He's going to put it in the OLED Switch. Feed that dang on cat, Michael B.
You son of a... All right, we're off air now. Now, Mike.
How about a line in the kitty litter?
Did you want to see a line in my kitty litter?
Draw it. Go ahead, kitty. Go ahead, kitty. Do it.
Oh, my God.
All right, let's get out of here. All right.
Word to your mother. Peace.
Oh, wait.
Oh.
It's golf time.
Yeah,
make sure live on air.
Oh shit. All right. One more thing. Did you guys know that Tron will have a high-low spinner?